Can I get a tea, please? Thank you. Can I also get some sugar, please? Thank you. Can I also get a spoon, please? Thank you. This was a pick point process.
Hey all, it's time again to explain one of the basic features of EWM in what we promise to be an easy and understandable way. Enjoy this video of our series Understand SAP EWM.
Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is still Hendrik and today we will look at another video of the series Understand SAP EWM. So it's not gonna be that complex as the last video where we were talking about some enhancement, but we will rather concentrate on the basics and try to explain in a simple and understandable way. Sorry about the light circumstances today. It's already late and it's already dark over here, so you cannot see me that good today, but that's not that important anyhow. So let us jump into the topic of today's video right away. Yeah, you saw it already, but we'll be talking about pick points today, and we will start the content part of this video with the definition given by SAP themselves. So yeah, you see it over here. No, you don't see it yet. You see the agenda. So yeah, we'll start with introduction, then we'll look at the customizing. I will explain everything you need in terms of customizing, and finally, to close the video, we will look at one example process. It's not going to be that long, this video, because the topic itself is not that complex. So pick point. What is a pick point? SAP says the pick point is the actual place in the warehouse at which you pick items for a partial stock pick from a handling unit. So that means you have a handling unit, let's say full pallet in stock, and you want to pick a single carton from this pallet. And usually with a pick point, you will not be able to pick it directly from the rack. For example, it's a high bay warehouse, a manual or automated. It's both ways not that easy to physically reach the location in the rack. So you remove the pallet from the rack, bring it to a work center, a place where the operator is able to remove the carton. Then you take the carton and put the pallet back to the rack. And that's how it would look like with some visualization here. So we have the rack, and the HU where I want to pick from is going to move from the rack to the pick point, maybe a work center. And once picking is completed, the source HU just moves back either to the bin where it came from or to another bin, and the picked items, most probably within a pick HU, proceed towards the outbound process, towards the next step in the outbound process. Yeah, and in terms of process, that's basically it. Yeah, it's not very complex. And the same is true for the customizing. So you look at storage types, work center, and layout-oriented storage control. And that's basically it. Yeah. So the first thing, the storage types, we have the source storage type. So the storage type where our stock is sitting, and here we need to have this flag pick point active as said. And then we need a storage type where our pick points are being created. And the storage type needs to have storage type role B. That's the only two parameters which are important for us here. The other storage type, the other parameters depend on your process specific requirements. And this pick point storage type, that's actually the one where we will create our work centers in, yeah. So that's the next step we will look at. And this flag is important, yeah, and I checked the coding. So if you do not set it, the standard will just skip the LOSC entry with the pick point flag, and we will see in a couple of slides that this is LOSC entry is a pretty important one for our process. And this is the work center customizing, and I mentioned already you need to create the work center in the storage type which you flagged as being a pick point type. This parameter set to B. And important here is that you can define the process type, the storage type, and the storage section for the return process. Yeah, so the movement of the source HU back to the rack, to the bin, wherever it should go after the picking process is completed. And you can maintain it here, and then based on the standard storage type search sequence, determine the storage type, or give the type and section here right away, or keep it completely empty to have the standard determine the type and section and bin and so on via standard customizing. And you know it from the put away, all this put away strategy customizing. Yeah, there's one more field here, the where's process type HU from PP. There's some kind of mystery here. You will not find much information in the SAP help for this field, but you will see it later. I will unveil the secret at the end of the video where this is being used for. Yeah, last customizing item is the layout oriented storage control. Pretty important here. Look at this record, self-explaining. The source storage type is the type where our source HUs are sitting, and this record basically says whenever I'm coming from this storage type, I have to go via this interim storage type. This is my pick point, and I have to set this flag here so that EWM can initiate the pick point process. And when I say pick point process, that basically means that EWM will create two warehouse tasks. One active HU warehouse task for the source HU to move from the source storage type to the work center for picking. And one waiting product warehouse task, that's actually our pick warehouse task. And this is pointing towards our outbound staging bin. And as a source, it has our source HU, and initially it has the source bin in the rack, and this source bin will be updated once the source HU is confirmed to the work center. Then the source bin will be the work center bin. You will see this now in the example. This is the initial status after warehouse task creation, and that happens based on the LOSC customizing that I showed you before. So we have our HU warehouse task in active status and our product warehouse task in waiting status. Both have the same source bin initially, and the HU is traveling towards the work center, and the product warehouse task already has the final staging bin based on the warehouse request item. So now we can execute the picking process. We have two options in standard. So SCWM pack transaction for the desktop GUI, and SCWM RF UI, so the mobile transaction if you want to do it via RF, for instance, via any kind of mobile device. And for the pack transaction, it's pretty simple. So you access the work center that you defined before, either with your handling unit or with a storage bin or any of the other selection criteria from the selection screen here. And then the first step is that you create a pick HU. So that's your pick 2 HU, that the one that's later going to travel towards staging on the outbound side. And once this HU is created, then in the second step, here you can drag and drop the open warehouse task, that's this guy here, into the destination HU, so into the pick HU. I show you the next slide. Here I already created the pick HU. Now you can just grab this pick warehouse task. Here, this is our source HU. You can grab this warehouse task and just drag and drop and put it into the destination HU. And once this is done, you can see it here, step 3 and step 4. That's basically these two arrows here with this button. You complete the process step for the pick HU, and this will trigger based on the process-oriented storage control, assuming that you have POSC active here for your storage process. That will trigger the creation of the next warehouse task to move the pick HU from the work center to the next destination in your storage process. And for your source HU, you use this small button here, and this will trigger the creation of the return warehouse tasks to move the source HU back to the rack or wherever you want to have it after the picking process. Now that was easy. That was the pack transaction, and now we have a quick look at the mobile transaction. So SCWM RFUI, follow the menu here, outbound and pick point. And then first step, execute the picking process. So what you did before with the pick HU creation and the drag and drop of the task, we do now here in this menu item. So here we confirm the product and the quantity, and then the destination HU. If we don't have a destination HU, we can use F12 here to create one. And in the second step, this is what we did in the SCWM pack with these two buttons. Now here, HU maintenance, we need to scan both the pick HU as well as the source HU. And then once you have scanned them, you can see you get an overview screen here. You can still maintain the header data, and then with F2 you close the step for the HU, and this triggers the task creation for the pick HU for the next step in the storage process, and for the source HU it will trigger the creation of the return warehouse task. You see the confirmation messages here. And that's basically it. Now that is the result. So no matter whether you do it via SCWM pack or FUI, you get two warehouse tasks, and one of the two warehouse tasks is the one to send the pick HU to the next step in the storage process. So here from the work center here towards staging, and number 2 is the HU where we picked from, and this HU in this example is just going back to the rack. As I mentioned before, we are using the data from the work center customizing. So you see here where's process type Y115, that's used for the return. This is here coming from the process oriented storage control. This is nothing to do here directly with our pick point process. And this guy here, this Y350, this is what I promised to be one of EWM's secret, because even for me it took a while until I figured out what this can be used for. And here I will reveal the secret now. If you scan the HU and the HU maintenance RF transaction, and you press this F3 trans button here, that probably means transfer, then you get this tiny little screen here, and this can be used to manually provide the destination of the for the source HU. So the operator can decide on its own, and here you see the where's process type from the work center customizing, this guy here, and this is being pre-given here. So if the operator wants to create on his own, he can take the WPT from this field. We are done already. rather short video this time, but the topic is not too complex. I think everybody understands now what a pick point is, a little bit around the process and how would a typical pick point process look like, and you know how to set it up in the system. You have everything. You have all the screens, all the customizing items which are important. I will put everything together into a blog post on the website. Now I will put the link in the video description, so you can go to the website and take the script and the screenshots from the website, and in case you want to set it up in your system and try around. And you also saw the processes, the different options with desktop and RFUI. And if you're interested in more details, I will work on a video which tackles a little bit the options to enhance the pick point process, but that will take a while. Let's see, anytime within the next months. But in case you subscribe to the channel, you will for sure be notified so that you cannot miss it. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.